Hey, this is Aaron, a realtor with eXp Realty. So you want to be a real estate agent but don't know how to go about it? Well, we're going to cover that in this video. It really is just certain steps that you have to take, certain steps you have to follow. You got to apply yourself, especially when it comes to studying for the test. But guess what? Your determination will decide what happens. One of the first things you need to do is decide if this is really the career you want to do. Look at the actual career, the practices, what you'll be doing every single day. Do you have the tenacity for it? And do you have the funds saved to do it? Whether you're going to work another job and do it part-time, or you're going to try to jump into it full-time. There's a lot about real estate, and not only just knowing about real estate and the real estate industry, but there's another part, which is lead generation. And that's going to be your main job in real estate, is lead generation. And so that's going to be the first thing. And there's a cost to it as well. You know, in Missouri, probably with all the stuff I put into it, about $1,500 or so. So there's going to be an investment in it as well, but it's going to be an investment into you. But you got to decide, is this really what you want to do? Because it is commission based. You don't get any salary. If you help a seller sell a house, help a buyer buy a house, you get paid commission. And if you do that enough, you can make some good money. So that's something you're going to have to decide for yourself. And I'm also going to suggest, when you're deciding that for yourself, that you do include your spouse if you're married, because it is a joint thing. My wife is very supportive, and you need that support, especially when you're doing the lead generation and you're just constantly trying to get more leads. It takes time, it takes patience. So a spouse that is very supportive is amazing. So one of the first things you want to do when you get into real estate is you're going to want to look up where you want to do your real estate course, whether in-person course or online. Now, how you find that, go to your state's real estate commission. For us in Missouri, went there, and you just go to education, and you can choose whether in-person class or online class, and they'll give you a list of schools that are approved by the real estate commissions of your state. Because the schools you go through will give you a certificate when you pass a test, and you need that to apply for your license. Now, I chose online courses that you do it in your own pace, and it was good for me because I use that information. A lot of times you might have to print up your manual if you want to. I did, because I'm a visual person, and I also did a lot of index cards. And if you're going to study, you need to do something that helps you study. They do have a lot of practice tests in your course. Take those practice tests. Study, 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 and commit to it. A few hours every single day to study what you need to do to pass your real estate exam. Now, after you complete your course and take the test, you're going to get a certificate for 48 hours of Missouri pre-licensing course. Now, that's the only thing required to take your test. There's also going to be a 24-hour course that's required for your license, and that's a 24-hour practice course, and that's more of your real estate practices and things like that. So you take your course, you pass your test, you get your certificates from the course. After that, you're going to want to schedule your test, and they're going to need to see your completed forms before you schedule your test. And wherever you get the course from, that state, they're going to have some information of where you can take your test. And so you'll want to go to their site online. You'll want to schedule your test, pay for your test. And when you go there, they're pretty strict. They're going to have a lot of rules about what to expect on test day. And so take those practice tests, and be ready for that test. When you go, you'll want to take the identification that they require of you and your certificates from your school, at least a 48-hour certificate that you passed. I went ahead and took both courses before I took my test. What I'm saying is study. Now, they give you about 4 hours to take your test. Take that complete time And I'll tell you why, because there were about 9 people that went in with me, and I took about 3 hours, 20 minutes, and most everybody had already left before I left. And when I got out, the person kind of let me know, yeah, they expect everybody to take their full 3 to 4 hours to take that test, otherwise they flunk. And I said, yeah, I saw so many people that came in with me, they're already gone. She goes, yeah, you need to take that time, otherwise they'll all flunk. And so the whole thing is be prepared for when you do that. Now they'll give you some more information with your passing result that will state how you go get your fingerprints and what to do for the next step of your licensing. Because you do need to get fingerprinted, and they'll tell you a site that you can go to, you can get your fingerprints done, you pay that, it's a background check. So you're gonna need some of this stuff when you go to apply for your license. Now another thing you need to do before you apply for the license is choose your broker. Now this video is not gonna cover everything you need to know about choosing your broker, but there's a lot of things you need to know. Commission splits, training, that's the big thing. Leads if they're gonna give you any. You're gonna want to know everything you can about that broker and look at all of them. I looked at about 10, 12 different brokers before I chose the one I went with. Because when you get that information, you're also gonna need to fill out the application, and on that application, the broker's gonna fill out their information as well, that they're gonna be taking your license. So after all that, you take your course completions, certificates, the passing grade from your real estate exam, you take your receipt that you paid for your fingerprinting to be done, your full application with the broker sign, you get all that information and any other information required, and you either send that to your real estate commission, but personally, I drove right there. Because in Missouri, when you drive right there and they approve everything, they'll give you a temporary work permit until your broker gets your license in the mail. And so once you do that, you're set. Start your training with your broker, because you're gonna wanna start training as fast as you can and start working on your lead generation. Because putting people in your pipeline of people might be selling real estate or people that are buying real estate is very important to have that in your pipeline. And that's really what you do to get your real estate license. It's kind of the steps. And so, you know, be praying about it, be thinking about it, talk with your spouse about it, talk to other real estate agents you may know about it, talk to brokers, and do a lot of research. There's a lot of online research, a lot of YouTube videos you can watch about that as well. Hey, if you like what you watch, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications of other videos. Thank you for watching. God bless.